Okay, so here I am again with Origins, How We Became Human. I'm going to give this another shot. I think I've resolved the slavery issue. A lot of looks at the rules, a lot of help from my friend Gavroche over on Board Game Geek in pointing out pieces of the living rules. The key issue is this, for me. Okay, one, there's a special answer which seems to allow slaves to come back on the board with a teleport action, basically. If their enslaving situation gets reversed. And they can come on anywhere and they can attack someone. And that could end up very easily ending up with them being enslaved again, right? Because they may only have one piece coming back on the board in the instances of my failed play. And they'll probably end up, unless they have metallurgy higher level than someone else, they'll end up losing their last piece again. That's in the case where their enslaver has no cities. What if the enslaver has a metropolis, though? Well, here's where I got confused. A metropolis still only counts as one piece, except in sieges. In sieges, it counts as its full footprint value for defense. I think that's the key issue that I haven't been able to cope with. Okay, so let's start play given that. And my goal here, given that I've seen a little bit of the play, is to get a player into a position where they're in that second era. But I also want to get some domestication going early on, because I can't do that as easily in Era 2. So I want to make sure that I get a domesticated animal fairly early in the game. Let's take a look at our first little critter here, who's going to be our alpha. And he's sitting in a place where he can try to domesticate giraffes, which actually look like kind of a bonus, to tell you the truth, because they give you a bonus disease vector. Wow, I wonder if that's something for me. I guess not. All right. So let's see what the chart says and whether or not a disease vector is a good thing. Because clearly it's not here. However, I don't know. It may not be the same when you domesticate animals. Yeah, you end up stricken with a disease, which may or may not be a good thing. What happens when you're stricken with a disease? Well, one, you get that disease vector, which is a bonus. You suffer an elder loss. 2 fecundity increases, which hurts your innovation. That may not be so hot. See, I don't know if it's better to go for the donkey or the diseased giraffes. I'm going to go for the donkey because I think that's cooler. But do I really want to do this? Do I want to get that up right now? Is that the best thing I can do? Or do I want to clear some... See, here's the thing. I can't fail with those. Alright, I'm going to draw a card and try to clear some brain area. Maybe that's best. And I'm allowed to do that because I have a nut. And a nut says that I can do novel behavior. So I don't want to domesticate quite yet, although it might be cool in the near future. And oh boy, I got an event card. Which means first we roll for the climate change. We flip the Dansgaard Ushka card. savannas, the yellow spots on the board, have become uninhabitable. Well, that provides a nice barrier between me and the Cro-Magnons, I think they are. So, that may be good for the Cro-Magnons, it may be bad. It may limit their expansion quite a bit. Also, this card goes up for auction. Well, no one's got any elders, so I get it, and I get a culture point, which is going to allow me to do acculturation as my population action. What does acculturation allow me to do? It allows me to steal elders as guest workers. Okay, that's not terribly valuable. I don't know if this is one I need later. I don't really care right now. It's what I got. I'm allowed to do a population action now. I'm only allowed one because that's all that my population allows for. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to expand. And it's an ice age, so I can move through these, but the deserts are uninhabitable. So what if I go 1, 2, 3? I can't stay here. 4, 5, and I can go up there. And now I've expanded. I've got 2 population pieces. I think that's the best I can do right now. There are no sieges and there's no starvation because everywhere that I'm adjacent to can support the people that are there. My footprint of 1 means that every hex can only have one of my pieces. Now this piece is sitting in 3 different hexes, as is this one. This is sort of a hex even if it doesn't look like one. Alright. You got to see a lot of this pattern in the earlier version, so I'm going to just play through and not video everything. I'm going to try to cut this one shorter. You can look at some of my failed attempts if you want to see more of the play of the cards, etc. I don't think there's a lot to be gotten from the decision making that I'm making right here. So we're going to move on to the green player, our Hobbit over here, and he gets 2 innovations because he has a better innovation chart. Well, I can't keep from talking. Okay, so on the green player, I looked at his 2 innovation options, but all he has available is social knowledge. Social knowledge, when I look here, gives him imitator, which would allow him to ransack cards from other players. But no other player has a card in their discard pile, so I can't take anything. Silverback action, I can move fecundity up and grow a little faster. What would that do for me? I'm not sure. I don't really like the idea of reducing my my innovation track. That seems more important than my population growth, according to not only my play, but also everything that I've read. And the only other thing is locution, which could clear my Wernix area, but it would put me into chaos. Would chaos be bad? It might be a good move. Let's see what happens if I go into chaos in this state, because I'd depopulate, I'd lose half rounded down, okay? So long as I don't grow, that's okay. I'd enter a dark age, no biggie there. That only happens in Era 2 anyway. I'm in a dark age. I'd suppress my public cards. I don't have any. And then my turn would end. I wouldn't get a population action. Honestly, I think that's worth it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do locution, and I'm going to clear that area. I'm going to put it down on my population track because I want to keep those 2 actions. Now I can do something else. I can move a brain unit into an adjacent vacant domain, or reset an elder, or unsuppress a public card. Well, I don't have either of those, but is there something I want? Do I want to be able to draw a card, or is it more important to do some of these other things? I'm going to actually... See, there are no cards out, so I don't know what I could steal. I don't know what's going to be available. But I'm going to move this here and set up another one so that I could do that again if need be. This says I lose an elder. I don't think I can do it without an elder. Shit. Pardon my French. Yeah, in order to do that, I needed an elder. So I can't do that. So there's really nothing else that I can do. I could lose my socialization, but I don't want to do that. That's the most valuable of all. So I don't go into chaos. Instead, I'm going to do my population action, because I have no cards, and I'll expand somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that gets me into a location with a little bit more population out there. I would like to decrease my population growth and increase my innovation track a little bit. Just because one thing I played wrong in my other version, any losses always go on the innovation track first until that's filled, and then they go on the population track. I was taking them the other way, saying, I want to keep my innovation up, thinking I had the choice. Alright, I'll move to the black player who has multiple options. He can steal or draw cards. Of course, he only has one innovation. So he'll take a card, and he gets a useful card. Now this is face down right now, but there are no catastrophes to resolve. He has the option to play this or not. Does he have nut? Yes, he does. So he can clear a hand location, and this looks like a good move. And he does that. It goes up here. And he also gets an elder. I don't know where that... Oh no, he gets to up an elder, reset an elder. Not as helpful as you'd hoped. Now he's just put a card in play that other people want. Let's take care of his population growth. There's nothing else going on here. Stability, for example, doesn't have an effect. Does he have anywhere he can grow? Well, sort of. Here's the situation. Any of the spaces, now Savannah's, the yellow spaces are not available to him. Oh yeah, he can grow this way. 1, 2, 3, no? Okay, so any of the spaces down here, this is the only one that's livable, and he's adjacent to that already. He's adjacent to everything that he could live in here, and he can't move this way, can he? 1, 2, no, he's blocked by those deserts. 1, 2, 3. So he's kind of cut off down here at this point, unless he moves this guy. He's going to move him south or north. Either one works. If he moves north, he could end up being enslaved, so he's going to go south and take the more defensible position. I think being enslaved that early could be dangerous. I saw it from the last game. That's all he can do. Okay? Let's just finish up the turn because I see no real advantage to not doing it in detail. We'll go to the next player, also trying to clear brain. He has a nut. He does not have the ability to steal this card, but he has the ability to draw a card. We'll do that. I think that's valuable. And he gets a public card, which means it's going to go up for auction. Nobody's got an elder, so he's going to get it. But first, Yellowstone erupts. And if anybody were here, they'd die. That's pretty severe. But he gets these tally sticks, which are a point of information, which means his hand size is now 2 cards. That's kind of a cool advantage. He still has another action. Well, before he actually plays that then, he might as well take his other action. He could do some kind of cultivation action, but I want to try to get... yeah, energy has to go up to get grain cultivation, really. And then these... I don't know if I want to cultivate an animal yet, nor am I in the place to do so, so I have to draw. So I'll draw a second card. And this one requires a nut, which I have, and gives me the same advantage as the other guy. So this goes up for auction, I get it. Now I have a 2-card hand size, but I want to play this anyway. I'm going to play it to give myself a hand. I would also be able to recharge an Elder, and now I get to do a population action, which I want to do, if I can. See, the yellow's a blocker. I can come down this way. Well, I can do something, there's no question of that. 1, 2, 3, I could go up. No, I can't cross these barriers. So it looks like I'd have to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd starve here. I'm going to attack green if he doesn't let me through, even if he does. And because we're both equal on the metallurgy chart, we just both die. That clears a little bit of a problem out of the way. I don't see any reason to give green that population advantage when I can't get one either as red. Now, that may be considered a little dicky of me. Of course, I could have also come down this way. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I couldn't make it to him. So that's a problem. Now we go to white. White's only going to get 1 action. And we'll give him a brain. Now he's got 2 abilities. He can steal cards from other people, but he's already got the hand zone cleared. So neither of the cards that are available are terribly valuable to him. He could, of course, move his fecundity down and gain an innovation track point. Is that worth it? That's hard for me to say. I don't know whether drawing a card is better or stealing one of those. So I'm going to roll a die, and on odd, he draws. He's going to draw a card, and it's hard to tell which is best. He gets one that will require nut in hand to clear an exclamation point, which is what? Language. But on the other hand, he can play the blue for free, and he'll get nut cleared for that. He might as well do that. No real harm to it. He's kind of wishing he had gotten the fecundity decrease, but this is cool too. And now he's going to do his population expansion. And he's got no way through this way. And let's see if he can grow, if there's anywhere he can live. Because those yellows, the savanna is really a problem. So he can, and he's got the tundras blocked up here. So 1, 2, 3. He could destroy that blue piece, or 1, 2, 3. He could destroy this blue piece. I think this one's more valuable, so he's going to kill that one. And now everybody's at 1 piece. And there's a little bit of room for conflict still, but we're seeing some advances as well. I'm going to load this one up. Hopefully this game as a whole will go better than the last one did. Alright.